Okay, I hope this is good because I'm not changing the camera angle anymore. But yeah, feelings lately. Shoot, I just got certified for my EPA, so I'm a universal certified technician, stuff like that. Nah, it's pretty lit. It's pretty lit. It's so lit. It's super lit. Or sharp, super sharp. What else? I just talked to my therapist, Keith. He's such a cool dude. He's like a surrogate uncle. He's cool as fuck. We just chopping it up about stuff, and we're talking about, I'm meeting some of my goals for therapy, so we're talking about like like cutting down on sessions or whatever the case may be, or just like reevaluating my previous plan and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. I just got I don't know if it's the certificate itself, but I just got the thing I just got something in the mail. So yeah, shout out Jerry Felice. That's my instructor. Shout out Richard. I don't know Richard's last name. Shout out Richard though. That's my instructor. Shout out Josh. Shout out fuck. All these people. Shout out Dr. Michelle. Shout out damn it. Shout out Dave. Definitely Dave. Shout out Josh. Definitely Josh. He was my first teacher. Shout out BTI. It's lit. But yeah, so I did that. Did that. Definitely did that. I've been networking for like HVAC and stuff like that. A little bit before I passed. So I have a resume to send out because I've been talking to this guy or whatever. And so I send that out. What else? My dad's making some food upstairs. That's just about a bang. And I figured out a new writing format. I figured out the writing format that encapsulates all of them. It's feelings. It's feelings. It's feelings. If that sounds like whoop-de-doo, like, yeah, I mean, duh, because it's always like the universal thing that has to like cover all the realms of everything, and so it can't be too specific because then by definition it won't cover the realms of everything. And so the writing formats that I was coming up with before, which are just frames of mind of how to think about the situations that you're in and how to write in your journal, and frames of writing, basically frames of thought for writing. That's what a writing format is. That's how I use it. But it's feelings because all the other ones were too specific and they never really got down to the root cause of like what initiates me to write naturally versus just wanting to write or just actively initiating it because I feel the need to write. What just like propels me. I thought it was pain, so that was one of my writing formats, like, oh, if I just go through pain, but then that had me focusing on pain a lot, but then like I changed it to like it may be eat the frog, so it's like my frame of thought for writing should initiate when or I should write about the most difficult task of my day first, and then the lesser tasks or whatever, or like I should like basically that, because like eat the frog, so it's like I should focus on the hard stuff that I went through when I write, and then I should do the good stuff, whatever. But then that put a time differential thing on it, because it's like not a differential, but like a time sort of component into it, because like I had to wait until later in the day because I hadn't experienced the day, so I didn't have any super hardships to talk about or whatever. But then I switched that to the new writing format, and there's been like a million. If you read Super Oracle, Blot, if you read inkblot's Super Oracle, then but there's like a million of them. But really what's gonna have me back into this and stuff, and like doing what's gonna have me back into everything, because writing formats and stuff like that isn't just like, it wasn't just for writing, which is what I figured out is for like everything. So yeah. Yeah, so like the new one being feelings is like there's no time restriction on that. I feel whenever, sorry, I'm just listening to my freaking watch keeps going off the goddamn alarm. I feel whenever I feel stuff, and then I could just like, you know, talk about that or write about that. And you know what I mean? Like, it's fully encompassing because all the other things were, all the other formats or frames of thought were trying to talk about your feelings without saying it, sort of thing. And I always thought that, or even the other one was just like physical action. So write about what physically happened, and then like from that, as you're recounting events, or like memories, which was the same thing as physical actions, which is just like write about things that physically happened or that you remember. So one, you can like strengthen your memory, and then like you can force meditation, because in meditation you're just decoding your memories and stuff like that. And then I had a thought like, is that what humans are basically programmed to do? But then I just left that alone, because I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to like recatalog or whatever, or go back in the ancient history of time and like all that stuff. I'm just trying to like do this thing for right now, for me. For me, for me, for me, for me. Okay, damn it, lost my train of thought. Yeah, but like, and so boom, right? So feelings is like, through all those like thoughts, like frames of thought, what was behind it was feelings. But you know, I've gone through that too. That's probably one of the first. We always make simple things complicated, because that's probably one of the first writing formats that I came up with. It is one of the first. It is. It is. So it's like 2023 and stuff like that. Like 2020, 2023, that was when blot was like super big. And so like, well, that was when blot 1 was like super big and like popping. And like, did I catch that? No, I didn't. But yeah, but then I thought it was too basic, because we always make easy things complicated. And so like I started like trying to figure out, oh, what does this really mean, or what does this really mean? And it's not that I was like actively trying to make it complicated. It was just that like I was writing, and then I was finding out like myself that like I would find things in what I was writing, and I was just like, okay, maybe this is what writing is. And then I would change the format based on that. And then like as I would write more, I would adapt and change the format as to what I thought it was based on what I was writing about. But throughout everything I was writing, from when I first even started writing in like 2021 or like 2020 or 2019, when the fuck did I start writing? I think it was 2019, but I started posting blot in like 2020 or something. But and everything I was writing, it was all feelings. Well, feelings. I thought like with all the formats, I was trying to like bring myself into a natural state of writing, where it's like I get to talking about different things and everything just flows naturally like how it used to. But you can never figure out how to do that. I can never figure it out. And basically, it's feelings. Basically, it's feelings, because not because of anything, because it's fucking feelings. Like you feel whenever you do things. And that's what it was for me. And I haven't posted a video in a minute because I use my phone to record, and like I guess I went through an update on my shit, because now I have like a lot of free storage. But before I didn't have free storage, so bitch, I couldn't. Yo, the chicks be having the slang on lock, because I be saying bitch now and stuff like that. I don't, but for right now I just did. But whatever. Yeah, that's why you be hearing unks, like old heads and stuff like that, be using like period and stuff like that, because they don't know any better. They're just like, what's the new slang that the kids are using, not like what's the new slang that's the chick slang and the dude slang, whatever the fuck, or what the chick say that I can't say. Like I'll be saying everything, anything the fuck I want. I'll be saying what I want for real, like. But yeah, so how do I feel? That's why I wanted to start this video, because like, yeah, I could ramble for mad long, but like once you get down to all this rambling, like all what I'm talking about right now is what I used to do when I was writing, which is like supernatural. Everything is coming out, telling you what's happening, what I'm doing, how I'm feeling about it, all just cohesively meshing together in one unified story, where I didn't have to like pick apart which different things meant what, and like how did I come to this and that, and like what do I write about now, and like how am I thinking about this thing now. It's like it all just flowed. It just flowed. It was just flow state. It was natural flow state. Like, damn, I have this thing to write about because I'm pissed. I need to write about it. This pissed me off. Or, damn, this was so fire. And then, like, yeah. And I felt this way about it. And this reminds me of this. And, like, do you ever wonder why this is linked to this in the economy and stuff like that? But whatever, right? And then I would link the economy back to, like, whatever's going on in my life. And, you know, that's how I really did that. That's how I really did it. But that's how I did that. But like now, the writing format of feelings is like it's way better because like it's the foundation. If I'm writing about what I'm feeling already, like the situation, yeah, the catalyst for the feeling was the situation that happened physically, but the situation that happened physically isn't really the main point of why I'm writing. The main point of what I'm writing is why I felt the way I felt about the situation that happened, type shit. So once I got down to the base level, once I got down to like the basis of why I'm writing, then like everything becomes easy. So like even this video, but like I did the writing format to like translate into like writing is basically the philosophy of life, and like telling stories is basically the philosophy of human life and like figuring out the origins. So you just get to that point by figuring out the writing and what writing is, and like the story circles and everything like that. And mine is Story Diamond, which is God blood clot. Because of something, you want something to do something, you change when you get it. Because of something, you want something to do something, you change when you get it. Because of your past, you have a goal now to change something that you've noticed needs to be changed, and you change once that thing changes, basically. Because Naruto was always shamed for being a loser or whatever the heck, he wants to be the Hokage so everybody will respect him. No, he wants to be the Hokage. To do something. To gain the respect of the village. And to be able to protect the home that he loves. When he gets that, he changes into a mature, wise, Buddha, sage-like figure that is exactly who he admired as his predecessors in the Hokage. Which I don't even know if he was like alive for a lot of the, I think he was just alive for Old Man Third, but that's it. But like, he's like, oh, Naruto's like, oh, ah. But yeah, so yeah, cool. But like it translates, the writing format of feelings translates into everything because of the philosophy of what, you know, writing even is. Like, that's how I see it. But like, so the format of feelings, like, that translates into any arena. But I was trying to figure out like a format for content itself, and that's why it took me so long also to make this YouTube video, because I was trying to figure out like what is YouTube videos and My brain always gets to dissecting whatever like art form I'm doing so that like I can understand the ins and outs and do it like super well. I think that's my ADHD or something like that. But like whatever, right? So I don't know if it is, but it's like maybe it's just my perfectionism, like even by itself. But you know, just like the type of person I am, personality. But you know, feelings. So it's like I got on here talking about stuff while in the back of my mind knowing that the writing format that I was in, or you know, the format of the frame of mind that I was in was feelings, and that's why everything just started spewing out naturally. I wasn't just talking about shit or whatever the heck, you know what I mean? Like I had that in the back of my mind, and that's why things were able to flow so naturally. And that's why I feel as though the format of feelings and the frame of mind of feelings is the right path forward in creating content and just chronicling my life anytime or any way, where, or any that I choose, you know what I mean? Any way, where, what, whenever, whatever way that I choose, I can catalog my life and make it art. Because this whole time I'm trying to figure out story, because art is also story. And so it's just a telling of events, but how do you get to the point of recalling or retelling those events in an effective manner, in the manner that you would want to, in the manner that you choose to portray them because you have a vision of what they are, because you know you're living them or whatever. How do you basically, David Dobrik is really good at this, I think, with the vlogs and stuff like that and the editing. But how do you basically, and Senna is good at this, I just watched a video of hers. How do you basically convey your message completely and wholly as you see fit? You have to hone in on your feelings, how you feel about things, and then talk about why. Right now, I feel really good because I have a lot of things shaping up for me in my life that it's looking like it's a progressive overload of positivity, which is super nice because I've been through a lot of negativity. So I feel really good in this point in my life, and that's what sparked me to also make this video. And nothing more that happened outside was what this video was about. This video was strictly about the feeling that I had, and then from this feeling I had, it sparked like the big bang, and then it was, I got certified. My sister graduates next month. My cousin graduates in a couple months. I graduate in a couple months. I'm already in business conversations about my career field moving forward. I've taken the first step in HVAC, and so I can lead myself into a career in interior design or slash interior architecture. And which means I'm gonna have to be doing a lot more schooling, but like since HVAC I've gotten used to schooling, so I kinda like it. I like it. But yeah, so it's like, but all those retract back into the feeling. All those aren't the thing or topics of the video. They all retract back into one feeling, which is I'm happy. I'm actually happy. Okay, cool. All right, peace.